Yes, we are back here.
Back again.
God bless you. Are we good to go?
Yes.
Fantastic. We are enjoying the journey. It's also a bonding time for myself and my husband. So we are using this opportunity to also remind ourselves of those things.
Yeah.
Things we used to do when we newly got married, and things that we used to fight over that we've grown, out and grown them. So it's fun. Things that used to be big problem is no more an issue. We've created a way around it. God has given us wisdom on how to undo those things. And those are the wisdom we are trying to pass to some people right now. So you don't have to wait till 21 years to get it right.
Yeah.
You can actually borrow from what we are sharing, and that can help you. So if you get one or two nuggets from this sharing daily at a year or two, then you don't know what you've gained. You don't know what God has done for you, because it's better to learn by someone else's experience.
Yeah, someone said that most people, by the time they understand themselves, they are already old. That will not be your portion.
That is sad,
It's sad.
It's sad to wait for 40 years in marriage before you begin to get it, or you both of you are even tired. Not that you got it.
Yeah.
You are tired. You just say, you know what? I can't be bothered anymore. So the earlier we learn, the earlier we grow, the earlier, and some of these things, it's as we grow closer to God, we get the knowledge and we get the wisdom to undo those things. It's not by power, not by mind, but by the Spirit of the living God.
Yeah.
Some of them, it's as a result of us being complacent, being carried away by one thing or the other. But when you come back to God, trace your steps back to God and ask for forgiveness of sin, you find out that both of you also, you find yourselves, each other forgiving. Yeah. You find you are able to easily let go of those things that irritate you or that you complain about.
Yeah.
So yeah, today we are going to continue our story. Yeah. I hope you people are enjoying the story from the beginning. Today is going to be about how I relocated to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah, how I relocated to Nigeria. After some time, I came back to what I was fighting before.
After this birth of the second child.
Yeah, the arrival of, because I was looking for a job, I couldn't get a job. I had to tell my husband, now it's time to have the second child. Now the second child came.
The expenses has increased.
In fact, we now have more.
2 Pampers, 2 days, 2 that.
We now have more expenses. The ministry is growing, also demanding, and the family, we have families also expecting, counting that we've been married for how many years now, you're supposed to have done this, you're supposed to have done that. That's not really the major thing, because we are not really moved by what people expect. We have a plan and we are following God's will. But then at that point, I was not contented with the fact that I'm almost how many years in Europe, I have not really worked. I really wanted to work. So I told my husband we should check Nigeria. Let's see if going to Nigeria would be a good idea. I can work as a graduate. I can go into businesses. Initially, my husband said, no way, I can't live without my family. It's not. Then there was a day I visited my GP, remember?
Yeah.
I visited my GP, and I think my GP measured my blood pressure, and she said, oh, it's a bit high. And she asked me, what's the problem? Are you thinking about anything? And then I busted into tears. I started crying. And she said to me, calm down, tell me what happened. I said, I'm tired of not working. I just want to work. I just need to, work. And the woman said, so what do you want to do? I said, I feel I'll be better off in Nigeria than here. I told the doctor. Now, my husband got a bit offended because he felt, you are married to me, so you think Nigeria is better. So are you saying you don't love me? He interpreted me saying I wanted to go to Nigeria differently. And I was just being, honest. I felt like I needed to do more than I'm doing now. And it will even benefit the whole family.
Yeah, well, let me say this. One of the things that, make me very sad about what she said, she's doing nothing. She has achieved nothing in Europe, in Italy. He's trying to tell me that she's useless in that country, having studied this, studied that. She's now. So I was telling her, you can't tell me that you are useless. You are. A lot of people follow you even at that time. At that young age,
yeah.
All awards for the singles, for the married, even though she was newly married, people just followed her. And she didn't see those as anything. She rubbished, as far as I'm concerned.
Didn't rubbish it.
She rubbished them.
No.
And again,
it's not the same with income, MJ.
No,
that was doing the
that
work
was
of
the
God.
way I felt.
That was more of charity.
And what I'm saying, that was what I felt.
Okay.
So again, I'm somebody that can't imagine not being with my wife and children in the same place. Saying you are going away it blew me apart. I struggled, but my doctor told me, let her go if that's what will make her happy.
Then we started planning.
Yeah.
We decided to do a business. We put money together, and it ended so badly.
It was a disaster.
It ended so badly because we fell into wrong hands. And that's why, please, if you want to do business, don't let
international business.
Don't let people's title deceive you. Things like because someone is a pastor, be careful who you do business with. Beyond the name, find out who that person is. Is he a man of integrity?
And again, the international business needs careful, serious planning and prayers.
Yeah.
Because you might just see your money in flames.
In fact, that's what happened when we sent containers home to clear so that we can systemize.
It's so complicated.
And I was thinking, once we've got a property back home, it will be easy. Is it just to get a car? So I got to Nigeria with my children, the two of them, 4 years and 2 years old then. Got to Nigeria and we started. Put them in the best school in Abeokuta, and I just thought we are fine, we will be fine. But before you know it, we couldn't clear the container. The money was going. The children were so expensive to maintain in Nigeria. The school was expensive. My children, I would drive them, rush to fast food joint because they won't eat the chicken I cook at home. They eat the tantalizer chicken. What do you call it? Sweet sensation chicken.
Sweet sensation.
Those are my experience back home then. And when I cook the chicken locally at home, there's a moment, no, it doesn't taste like the one we eat in the fast food. So those are the things I experienced when I took the children back home. It wasn't that easy, though. I drive, there is house, people around me. When I came, many people were around us. When you come from abroad, definitely you have a lot of people around you to help and do this. But as soon as we discovered that we could not clear the container and there wasn't that much money, gradually people started, going.
It became a crisis.
Yeah. My husband told me to start coming. In fact, when he was going back, within a month, we got to Nigeria. He said, with this situation, can we go back, please? I said, no, I'm not going back. We will be fine. So, are you sure? I said, yes. So at that point, and also getting to Nigeria, remember I came to work or to do business. I'm a pastor in Italy, going from, even one conference to the other, ministering to people. Now, when I got to Nigeria, I didn't want to do that. I want to just I felt, let me do something for my life. This is my life, you know. So I met my papa then. And my papa said, that's the bishop, our father in the Lord said to me, you can't be a pastor abroad and come home and not do anything ministry. You have to be doing something. Then I offered that, okay, yeah, that they were having a project in Abeokuta. I offered to now help in that. I offered to help. And I told that God will help. Daddy said, oh, if you can manage that, that will be good. And I was happy to do it because we were not ready anyway to start any branch of anything in Nigeria. That wasn't the plan. So I was really happy to do the assignment my father in the Lord gave me in Abeokuta. And I was dragging. And the funny thing is, as soon as he asked me to start doing something, you know, in the area he gave to me, in Singles and Married Again, Divine Connection Seminar and all that, the first one we organized was 87 in attendance. 87 people came. We used Sweet Sensation, and it was really wonderful. People came from Lagos to Abeokuta. And I began to think, God, I'm here in Nigeria for business, to make money. Now, ministry, I'm entering gradually again. So at the end of the day, 3-4 months down the line after the seminar, we got a hall for the ministry, and I was asked to pastor the church. And pastor the church on Sunday, also do midweek service. So that's how I found myself again in ministry. And my children would tell me, Mom, people, when it comes to ministry, this Abeokuta opened for you. But when you want to do business, you struggle. Even at that small age, they could see the difference between me doing ministry and me trying to do business. They say people are open when it comes to you talking to them about ministry, inviting them. But when you want to sell or you want to, people just don't want to listen. And I'm thinking, God, are you saying that I should not do business or I should not work? You know, so that led me to seek the face of God. After 1 year, we had the church in Abeokuta then, those of our father in the Lord, and 1 year anniversary was wonderful. Papa was there. I wasn't living comfortable with my children, because even the house we bought, we couldn't even, because all the money we've invested in the business was to be renovated, for use to be renovating the house and make the house properly. So at the end of the day, we couldn't do all those things. So in that situation, we were doing the ministry joyfully, happily. Some of my children will give tracts, we go and carry members. I drive, so we go to people's house, carry them to church on Sunday. I've got then people supporting the ministry, and Papa also sent some of the pastors to support. So after the 1 year anniversary, my husband started complaining that what is going on for you people in Nigeria? Can you start coming? I would say no, I'm still okay here, and things like that. So what's your experience when you were alone in Italy?
Yeah, it wasn't easy because I think few days before you left, I developed a waist problem, serious one, that one of my leg wasn't really moving well. And it was so bad that when I got to the doctor, they saw something. They saw a bone standing on a nerve, and it becomes a neurosurgeon issue. And it was here and there. I was in pains. I mean, I'm talking of serious pain.
We have
for
already
several months.
Tickets. We couldn't change our mind.
Yeah, so they bought the ticket that time. So they were there, but I was at home. I couldn't walk. You understand? So they are, and I was worried about them. I wasn't working in my home, and I had to leave 12 o'clock in my home to go and pastor.
Yeah, because the church is far away from
and our service was afternoon. So I was just in short, it was
very lonely time for him. Very, very lonely time. And here I was in Nigeria,
it was a terrible
trying
period.
also to make things work.
So people were just wondering, what's you people's problem? What's your problem?
Why did you allow her to
Why did you allow her to go? Who drove you?
Nobody drove
Nobody drove. So
and we were for me, I was looking for how things can be better for the family. That's the way I look at it.
And again, I was under therapy with a lot of strong medication to relieve me of the pains. I'm talking of waist pain that I can't sleep. I will be turning till daybreak. It was a difficult period. Yeah. So, but to the glory of God, all is gone.
All we learned, the pain disappeared.
When we got to London, it's gone.
The pain disappeared.
It's gone.
So while I was in Nigeria, after we had the 1-year anniversary of the ministry, Papa asked me to manage that time. Then my husband was already talking of us coming back. So I had to send message to our father in the Lord that I will have to join my husband any moment from now. And he just told me, give us some time, we'll send someone. So he sent a pastor to take over. Wonderful man of God. So I was able to hand over the work. Then I had to now go and seek the face of God. That is where God now spoke to me at length. I was in 7 days. That 7 days didn't just come. I think I also received some messages to go and seek the face of God. So I did. For the first time, I would fast without eating for 7 days. And I'm thinking, what's my problem really? But I wanted to hear God. I wanted to know what next. Because I came home thinking, okay, we can have a lot to be done. Nigeria is a place where you can really do a lot. And here I am in Nigeria, not able to do anything apart from the work of God. And you know, when you do the work of God, it's not as if you are expecting big money. So, and God now spoke to me about myself, bigger vision at this time. That's where God said, you are an apostle. I've called you as an apostle unto nation. I've called you and commissioned you for family, marriage, singles. And when I'm seeking the face of God, even when I'm not seeking the face of God, I'm the type that I always write something. I have my jotter, my notes. I am always going, my house is full of different notes and jotters. So I was hearing God. I was writing different things. I was, writing a lot of things, that the Lord, revelation God gave to me. And that is how I started. I heard about how God wants me to start marriage ministry in Nigeria. I wasn't in UK then. I've never been to, okay, we've been to,
we visited UK.
We just visited this place before we moved to Nigeria, but we didn't have plan to move to UK. So in Nigeria, 2012, early 2012, that's when God spoke to me about starting a marriage ministry. When I told my husband about it, the name I wanted that came to my mind, he said no, that people will think you want to build on someone else's popularity or something. So I had to seek the face of God and modify the name to Family Alive that we are all hearing today, even though my marriage must work took over that name. But Family Alive was conceived right in Nigeria, and the apostleship commissioning ceremony was done in Nigeria then, because as soon as I came out of that fasting and prayer, the retreat, I set, the date for the ceremony as I was instructed by the Lord, that I should be anointed and, sent forth to do greater works. So to the glory of God, I was able to get ministers of God, around me in Abeokuta, then call them Apostle Mao and some other ministers of God in Abeokuta. That's how, and I sent letter to my papa as well, inform my papa everything what God said to me. And that was it. That's how I now saw myself going into a bigger work. Now, remember, I went home for business, and that has been my life. Right from the time I gave my life to Christ, it's been ministry. So when I got to that point where God is commissioning me for a greater work, when I came home for business and pleasure, then I realized that, you know what, Kemi, you don't have your life. God has your life, and God's plan is the one that you have to follow. God's will is what you follow, not your own will. Your friends or your mates might be up there in their career, but that's not the will of God for you.
Yeah.
So just follow the will and the plan of God. And that actually humbled me. So that same year, maybe immediately after the ceremony, the Lord said, I asked the Lord, where do I start now? Then the Lord said, start from schools, go and be reaching out to teenagers. And that's when I now started from one school to the other. I was going to talk to at same Abeokuta. I was going to talk to teenagers about sex and moral and sex education, because I know I'm good in that area and I can really educate children, teenagers, about youth and teenagers. So I start from SS1 to SS3. I speak to their principal when I go to their school. Some schools will say no, and some will accept. So the school that accept me to talk to them, I will go to them, and I just simply give them 30 minutes talk and answer their questions. I was into that for about 3-4 months, enjoying it, because those students started confiding in me, calling me Auntie Kemi. Some even wanted to come and be living with me. You know, some parents will call me and say, our children really love your talk. They are blessed. They even want to move in with you. I will tell them, I am here in Nigeria. I'm not even yet settled. So no one can move in with me at this point, but just let me be doing what I'm doing now. Yeah. At that point, my husband said we should come home for.
Yeah, I want to say this also, that at that period, I put in application for the Italian citizenship, and it came through. And according to Italian law, I mean, all your children, they must be present in the country for them to also receive their automatic citizenship. So I now called her. I said, you know what? You have to come back and present the children. But in my mind, I had it that they are not going back. Once they enter.
He didn't tell me.
I didn't tell them.
He didn't tell me. So I parked my car, you know, we bought a house in a main state. So my car was parked in front of the house, and I just left casually. I gave the key to a neighbor, and I'm like, we are coming back in 3 weeks. We are going on holiday. That was summer 2012. So when we got here, my husband now told me, you are not going back. I said,
no. So we did the swearing-in ceremony, and officially 24 hours after my swearing-in, my children became Italian. They became Italian, and automatically.
Only me was not Italian with them. They all became Italian automatically.
I've seen the children that they are not going anywhere.
The children were lean.
And I said, the only thing I can do, let me visit UK.
And if I
because
see a
it's
place
EU,
better,
and we are welcome there. If it's okay, then we will see. Then at that time, Ashimolowo was having international gathering of champions, and I went with a family friend. We went to that place at the Waterstone or somewhere, and to the glory of God, I like what I saw.